I just got back from a 35-minute walk, and this is the most amount of exercise I've done in a minute. So I wanted to share with y'all kind of my tips and tricks for getting back into things if you have fallen off the workout wagon, which I know I have multiple times, and it's always a little bit of a struggle to get back on it. So I'm just gonna do my cool down stretches because that's probably cooler than watching me just talk to you as I share with you my tips. I did make some notes as I was walking. The first thing I would recommend if you are just getting back into the swing of things, or maybe you're just not a workout person in general, is to find something you actually like to do. That is going to be key. Whenever you first start working out again, you're in a state that is fragile. Like, let's not stack the odds against yourself of going from nothing to something and then making that something you hate. So really find something that works for you, like walking, like what I just did, love it. Running, absolutely cannot stand it. And to really learn to disassociate exercise with the gym. Like, there are things you can do outside of the gym that exist and that are really good for you and that you might fall in love with. So it could be rollerblading, it could be jumping rope, it could be dancing, or maybe lifting weights is your thing. Whatever it is, swimming even. There's always gonna be something, and you might have to try a few different things to figure out what works best for you. But that is going to be tip number one, is figure out what you actually enjoy doing and then do that thing. Or yoga. Yoga's a good one too. The next thing I would recommend you doing is ridding yourself of a all or nothing mindset. So I know I tend to be someone that can lean very much like, well, if I don't have an hour to give, or I don't have 30 minutes to give to myself to work out, then I'm just not gonna do it at all. Which really doesn't make any sense, because something is better than nothing, you know what I mean? So I would say no matter how little time you have on your hand, you will always find a way to make time for something that is important to you. So if exercising is important to you, you will find a way. And I will say, you've got to figure out where in your schedule it most easily fits into. This goes back to what I said a little bit earlier about let's not stack more odds against you, right? Let's not make it even more difficult than it already is going to be when trying to create a new habit. So whether that means having a late workout, working out on your lunch break, working out first thing in the morning, or one thing I'm going to try and do once I go back to work, because I'm off right now as a teacher, is working out on weekends. For whatever reason, it's like I have it in my head that working out takes place Monday through Friday and weekends are off. But I'm like, weekends are when we have the most time. Like if you work a regular 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, that's when you have the most time. Like that is when we should all be devoting ourselves to a workout. So I know my personal schedule that I would like to have is like a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I can swing at least twice a week during the work week and then twice on the weekend. So freaking easy. That, I don't know why that was like life-changing to me, to have that realization that you can work out on the weekends. I will also say, people that work out in the mornings aren't better than you, but they are smarter, because no one's trying to hang out at 6 a.m. You're not feeling tired at 6 a.m. like you are, like you want to go back to sleep, but not the same kind of tired after like an 8-10 hour work day, plus, you know, making food for your family, doing some chores. Like, no one wants to work out after a day like that, but in the morning, you're starting your day with that. So that is something I'm going to try on the Tuesday, Thursday split that I have going when I go back to work, is doing morning workouts just twice a week. Like that just seems more doable, right? Than Monday through Thursday in a work week. Sounds awful. Another tip I have, and this is kind of something, this is kind of something that I guess a mindset switch I made a couple years back, is anytime I'm thinking exercise, replacing that word with movement, because everything really does add up, and movement seems to be such a more like gentler word and approach to just moving your body instead of like exercise, which sounds very rigid in my mind. So sometimes making just a mindset shift like that, I think can do a lot of good for you, because old me would associate exercise as weightlifting and running. Like those were the two things that existed in my umbrella of the word exercise. But when you say movement, it really does encompass all things that you have the freedom to explore. And also, let's not forget here that we are the adults. Like if you don't want to do something, don't do it, right? We don't need to force ourselves to do things that we don't want to do, which that goes back to why it's so important to find something that you want to do. Another thing is, if you're not going to have a workout schedule, like a set schedule or days that you know you were going to force yourself to work out, is to kind of do a little something each day. So a very day by day approach of kind of seeing where your body is at too, like asking your body, what do I need to do today? If you're feeling super sore today, maybe we don't hit the weights again, right? Maybe today needs to be a yoga stretching day, mobility day. Or maybe you went in with the intention of doing yoga that day and you're like, oh, I kind of feel like running and I don't ever feel like running. Take advantage of that. Okay, I always do, because it is a rare mood when it strikes. But really seeing what you're in the mood to do each day. And also, if you're someone, again, that kind of falls off the wagon very easily, trying to make it a habit of doing a little something every day is very helpful. Even if it's just committing to doing 10 minutes of something every single day, because then you don't have those rest days in between or long gaps or periods that extend to a little bit longer than you thought of the break time in between the next workout. Another tip I have for you, I don't even know what number this is at this point, but is to set a timer. So instead of committing to a specific regimen that you're going to do, of like going in with this plan of, I'm gonna do these exercises for this amount of reps, this amount of time, whatever, just saying, I'm going to move my body for 30 minutes, right? Set it and forget it. Don't worry about if maybe you didn't hit all the things you wanted to, that you had planned and hoped for. Don't worry about it. Like, we again are in the beginning stages of forming a habit. We want it to be very approachable. So set a 15-minute timer, 30-minute timer. Do what you can within that time and then walk out. Get out of wherever you're exercising, like let it be done. I think that can be very helpful too. And again, be a little bit more free-flowing and less rigid and structured, unless you need that. And if you do, I highly recommend the Peloton app. Even if you don't have the bike, I don't even have the bike, I just got like some random Amazon bike back there. It's like $12, $15 a month. And they have, you know, the cycling classes, of course, outdoor running, they have yoga classes, and they have body weight workouts along with dumbbell workouts. Like, it's perfect. Highly recommend it. And you can filter it by music, by instructor, by length of time, by body parts. Really recommend it if you're someone that maybe doesn't know where to begin with working out, but needs more structure. Like, less free flowing. And the last tip I want to share, I feel like I should be looking at you while I do this. The last tip I want to share, and then I'll finish my stretching, is to have a health-focused approach to exercising or movement, whatever you're going to call it. Because whenever you focus on doing it for your health, which is, hello, the best reason to be doing it, it really takes the pressure off of aesthetics and how your body should look. Because as long as you feel good in your body and it's able to do the things you want it to do, it's able to perform the daily tasks that you do, I mean, that's all you need. Like, unless you are training for something like a marathon, a competition, it's just simply not that serious. We need to start training for life, and life isn't asking a whole lot out of us, right? We are only given one body. We need to treat it respectfully, and I can make more videos about that in the future. But I think mentally for myself, that has been the biggest change in just having a healthier mindset towards food, towards exercising has been, I'm doing this for my health, my mind especially. There's a whole book about it if you're really interested in it. It's called Move the Body, Heal the Mind, but it basically, SparkNote's version of it is just that us moving our body really affects our mental state, and they've done different studies where people were prescribed medication for like anxiety or depression, and another group of people were just prescribed like a recommended daily dose of exercise. And those people having the same effects, if not far greater than the people that were on medication. So that is something to be really happy about, right? That we can help manage our day-to-day, because you know, life is hard sometimes, and I feel like part of it also goes back to our ancestral genes of, if you do not work out for a long time, it makes it that much harder to start again, because it's like your body's in this conservation mode, which I think it does talk about in that book as well. But your body is kind of working against you, because your body's like, yes, we need exercise, but no, we don't want to move. We need to conserve energy, but we're not fighting for our life anymore, folks. You know, we're not running from bears or whatever people were doing back in the day. But that has been the biggest wake-up call, is just having that mentality of, I'm doing this for me, for my future, and to be healthy. I don't care what that looks like, because my body's gonna do it at once anyway. So I hope this video helped maybe inspire you for the new year, or just getting back into shape, and wishing you all the best. Bye.